The ARCA race has officially concluded from Phoenix Raceway, and what looked like was going to be a straight-up win from Brendan Butterbean Queen after dominating turns into a crapshoot at the end after a car spins out on the white flag of the race. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. I just got done watching the ARCA race, the General Tire 150 from Phoenix Raceway. We got quite a bit to talk about from this race. Let's go and talk about it. So let's go ahead and just jump straight to the end of this race. So in the final laps of the event, the race is having a really long green flag run for the last 50 laps. And Brendan Butterbean Queen has a pretty big lead over Brent Crews, and actually has about a 1.5 to 2 second lead, and is basically maintaining that gap. Brent Crews is gaining a lot of ground on him at the end, but then he's losing a lot of that ground and is dropping back. And on the white flag of the race, he has the race lead, that being Brendan Butterbean Queen, and Brent Crews is not going to catch him. All of a sudden, as they're going down the back straightaway, the caution comes out for Tim Veens, who's running in 20th position, and just suspiciously spins out, going down the front straightaway, and brings the caution out. Now, normally in NASCAR, on the white flag of the race is over. However, in ARCA, you have to get to the checker flag and finish the race under green. You cannot enter the race under caution. This has been a procedure that ARCA has had, I believe, for a very, very long time. I think since like 2005 or 2006 or something like that. But they've had this procedure for a very, very long time. I have never been a fan of racing all the way till the checker flag comes out if it's green, because what happened at the end of this race happened tonight, and a lot of times these races can turn into crapshoots. And unfortunately for Brendan Queen, because of someone who was 12 laps down in the race, by the way, and was running in 20 position and is always having issues on the track and off the track, that dude affects the outcome of the race, and they go to the restart. Now on the first restart of the race, we see a big crash. Tyler Reif gets turned by Thad Moffitt. Thad Moffitt did not do it intentionally. He just drew him down the straightaway. That was not intentional, just misjudged the corner. A really stupid mistake by Thad Moffitt after having a really solid run and doing a really good job tonight. Turn one of the few guys that could keep up with Brent Crews and Brendan Butterbean Queen in this race. Then we get to the next restart, the next one-lap shootout, because they can't finish the race under caution. They have to finish it, of course, under green. And they go back to the restart, and it's a really good battle, actually, between Brendan Queen and Brent Crews. Now, Brendan gets a really good restart, has it cleared from Brent Crews. Going down the back straightaway, Brent gets into him. They're side by side. They're battling, going to turn number 3. Brendan Butterbean Queen gets moved up the racetrack a little bit by Brent Crews. And coming down to the line, Brent Crews picks up his first win of 2025, his first win with Joe Gibbs Racing in ARCA. And Brendan Butterbean Queen ends up finishing second and not going back to back. I feel horrible for Brendan Butterbean Queen. I straight up say Brendan Butterbean Queen absolutely got robbed. Again, like I mentioned a second ago, the last lap rule that ARCA has needs to go. People have been saying it for the longest time. This rule is one of the reasons why ARCA sometimes does not look good on the track. And I think the ending of this race, after what was a really, really good race, turned to a crapshoot because they want to basically make sure everything goes to checker flag. Brendan Butterbean Queen deserved this win. We'll talk about Brent Crews in a second because I want to praise Brent Crews quite a bit. But Brendan Queen, I feel for Butterbean. He deserved this win. He got straight up hurt in this situation, and it's just ridiculous. I think he handled his post-race interview with a lot of class and a lot of professionalism, which is something that I really respect Brendan Butterbean Queen for. But in this situation, if I was Brendan, I would have been really pissed off. And it's not really Brent Crews' fault because he did say, I need to be better not letting him get close to me. These last lap shootouts caused this, and I feel terrible for Brendan because Brendan Butterbean Queen absolutely got straight up robbed, and I feel terrible for him. But let's talk about the winner race, Brent Crews. Now, Brent Crews, he did move him up the track, but it's not like Brent Crews wasn't up there most of the night. He was really the only guy to keep up with Brendan Queen. He actually dominated the early portion of this race. It seemed like his car was really, really tight, but I said this even on Twitter. I think Brent Crews is straight up someone who has a lot of potential to be really, really good in this sport. And I think that Brent Crews is going to be someone that's going to have a lot of success, and he's probably going to win a lot of races over time. And I think he's going to win some more ARCA races. I think he's got a couple wins in ARCA currently at the moment, and he's going to make some truck starts with Tricon later this year. So congratulations to Brent Crews on picking up the win. I know that many people are going to be pissed at Brent for the end of the race, but he's just battling hard. I think that's just good, hard racing at the end of the day. I don't think he intentionally wanted to run him up the track like that. Brent's a good driver. You shouldn't be mad at Brent. You should be more mad at ARCA for the way they officiate sub. So let's look through some of the other race results. So Trayton Lasovich finished third. Great run for Trayton. Trayton, of course, making his first ARCA start. I would love to see him run full-time in a serious remainder of the year. He deserves to be a full-time driver. He did make a mistake by getting into Patrick Staropoli, who I think was doing a really good job tonight as well, but unfortunately got turned by Trayton. Just got loose in the corner. Not Trayton. Really, Trayton didn't do anything intentional there. Just got loose in the corner. He comes home with a third-place finish. Lawal Sound finishes fourth. LeVar Scott got fifth. Cole Raz did a solid job tonight in the AM Racing Machine. He finished sixth. Thad Moffitt, after causing a crash, finished seventh. Patrick Staropoli finished eighth. How about Robbie Keneally finishing in ninth? The highest finishing ARCA West driver. He's the ARCA West winner, so congratulations to him. That might be his first ever ARCA West win, if I'm not mistaken. And Corey Day finished 10th. Going to be honest, disappointing Corey Day's performance. I expect him to perform a lot better. I know he's not ran a lot of races at this track before, but I expect him to definitely be a little bit quicker and a little bit better. He's got to get a lot better on these pavement races, because if he wants to eventually be full-time in one of these series, because running 10th in an ARCA race, not the best look for him. I think he'll definitely improve. He improved as the night went on, but he was definitely not up to speed throughout the event. Some other notables that finished a lap down: Trevor Huddleston, who I believe won the ARCA West opener, finishing 12th. Tanner Reif, who actually qualified on the front row, qualified and finished 13th. Cody Dennison finished back in 16th position. Tim Veens, who caused the cautions at the end, he finished in 20th in this race. Another driver I want to talk about is Isabella Robusto. Isabella Robusto, she was up front inside the top 5 and top 10, and she was doing a really, really good job early. Was losing a little bit of ground, but that's to be expected sometimes from the Venturini cars. Isabella Robusto, unfortunately, she had, I believe, some sort of mechanical issue that took her out early in the race. Tough break, because I think she honestly could have had a chance to do what she did last year at this event, and that's 2 straight races in a row for Isabella that she's been taken out of contention, nothing of her own doing. Remember at Daytona when we had the big crash, thanks to that one guy down the back straightaway who just caused a big crash, and now you have this situation where an engine failure goes. She's trying to win the ARCA championship this year. I think she's got a lot of potential, one of the better female drivers we've seen. She's more talented than people like Haley Deegan are and Tony Breininger are, and not maybe as Jade Avedissian, but I think she's more talented than some of those drivers I mentioned. I think that Isabella has a lot of potential to be great, but a tough way to start 2025 in ARCA for her. As for the race itself, let's jump to that really quick. Outside of the situation with Tim Veens at the end, I gotta say I really enjoyed this race. This is one of the better Phoenix races I probably have seen. I really thought the racing was good throughout the night. You had some really good battles. That battle between Brendan Butterbean Queen and Brent Crews in the middle of the race, that was cinema. That was a chef's kiss. That was really fun to watch and a great battle. 2 guys, in my opinion, who have a lot of potential to be really successful in this sport. And then I think the broadcast tonight. I know the broadcast wasn't perfect, but I've already said this multiple times on this channel. Eric Brennan should be the lead commentator for all ARCA races and all Truck Series races. It blows my mind they keep putting Jamie Little in the booth for these races. She's a great pit reporter, Fox. We've been saying this for the longest time. Stop putting her in the booth, please, and put Eric Brennan in the booth full time, because he should be in the booth. The guy's a natural. The guy knows what he's doing, and he's respected by many people in the industry. Please, for the love of God, going forward, put him in the booth. He was so good tonight and did an excellent and really, really good job on the broadcast this evening. Going back to the race itself, I thought this race was probably about an 8 out of 10. Before the ending, I'm going to drop it to about a 7, or maybe probably about a 7 because of some of the stuff that happened at the end. I think the finish was really good, like I said, between Brendan Butterbean Queen and Brent Crews. I think it was a solid race as a whole. That might be the best race we see this weekend, because I'm not expecting much from Cup, even though they got the option tire this weekend, which will maybe make the race a little better, and this might give advantage to guys like Denny Hamlin and Brad Keselowski and those guys who have veteran experience. But I'm excited for the racing weekend, and congratulations once again to Brent Crews on picking up the win and the victory. So that is going to be my short race review on the ARCA race at Phoenix. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go below that and comment your thoughts below on today's race. What are your thoughts on today's race? Let me know below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and congratulate Brent Crews on picking up the win. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, you're going to see reactions to Cup Series qualifying and most likely Xfinity qualifying as well, perhaps. And I also will be doing the Xfinity Series race review. Then on Sunday, I'm going to have the NASCAR Cup review, the starting lineup video, and of course, probably the Shane Van Gisbergen video. And then Monday, we're going to have a NASCAR news video discussing news over the course of the last couple days. We've got some stuff around Mexico City to talk about, some Dodge rumors again, updates on the lawsuit between 2311 and Front Row Motorsports, with Michael Jordan being involved in that, and Curtis Polk as well. We're going to talk about other people like Haley Deegan, Shane Van Gisbergen, Carl Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Carl Larson being on the DJD. We're also going to talk about Kyle Busch a little bit more, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace, Roger Crews potentially, and Cletus McFarland, who's going to run the Talladega race as well. Sam Mayer, Sheldon Creed, Eric Almirola, Chandler Smith, all the good stuff we'll be talking about on the channel in the next coming days and weeks. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and ARCA content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.